This is EC3. Watch Exodus, or I will smack you with a brick.
The main question I always get is, Ethan, why were you a mute in your second WWE run? No one gets it.
Oh, good question. You should ask the mustache crazy man who lost his mind many, many years ago. I have the whole call up. When something snake bit, like a movie production or like people coming together for an album or wrestling matches or shows. Like sometimes, I don't know, you watch shows, things are going wrong. People are getting hurt. Like there's just like sometimes things are snake bit. And that was certainly a snake bit everything. I wish I had a clear answer, short of I know they do things where they take away assets of people for no reason, because why would any company want to create stars that can draw them money and make entertaining television? That would be just an absurd thing. Like the more you can handicap talented people at their talent, the better you're going to do. That's a business rule. I don't know if you know that from the Academy of Bullshit, but I do think there was this promo I shot with Jeremy Borash for NXT where I'm at my pool and we were just like kind of messing around. Where I think like I did the victory after victory after victory, and we kept doing cuts and drone shots, and he's experimenting with his stuff. And this is when he was working on his way up through producing through NXT and killing it. And like Jeremy's awesome and a genius, and who can get the most out of just very little. Like shoots that could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars. Borash is like a genius that can find a way to do it. Oh, I'll do it for five. Like, and using that creativity over using assets and things that people rely on, blah, blah, blah. But I think Vince saw one promo, it being that, and didn't like the cadence and said, at first, if he talks, I want him to talk like he's a weatherman, whatever the fuck that means. And then the muting thing, I mean, in theory, it could have went somewhere if it went somewhere. Like if you kept getting cut off, like there's humor in that until like something finally snaps. But that would require long-term planning or some idea of a vision of sorts. So I don't know. But short, that is the inside scuttlebutt I have on that.
Any beef with Dean Ambrose, or was he just doing his job as far as you're concerned?
No, that was a promo. Like we worked on that together for sure. No, Dean was great to me. Moxley, Mox. And, in fact, I think he talked about it on Jericho's podcast where because he couldn't get punished because of his departure and the way he announced it, I like received all the residual heat for no reason because that's the insanity of how that place was run. So, no, like true pro. And he got it. Like he's been in the system he was doing. He's like, everything's insane. What did they want to do with him that one time? They got a bunch of backlash. We had the Bane jacket on, and he was like the mask, and it was just like idiocy. Do you remember that? So he knows, he gets it, but there's absolutely no heat with him. I love him. He's a great guy.
I was surprised that the EC3 name actually made it onto WWE Telly. What was the thought process behind that? Was that up to you, or was that creative's decision?
There was I came in when I was signed. It was War Machine, myself, Ricochet, and they couldn't use War Machine due to the term war, I believe. And wanted us all to like change our names, Ricochet and myself, them. And they went with the Raiders, right? Whatever they did. And Ricochet, they asked us to change names. I'm like, do you have any ideas? I was like, no, but give me a minute. So I compiled a list of names that all had the first name E and all had the last name C. And like in the last one I wrote real big, this probably I get fired from places. I wrote Edgar Crap. Like, you know, but I had it trademarked, which I think was upsetting. Again, too, I think it was just like in any sort of corporate conglomerate. Everybody's trying to do something and nobody's focused on the macro and it's always micros. So there was talks of changing the name. And then in theory, really, I probably should have because if I gave myself at the altar of somebody else within the creative or the production process, you therefore become somebody's kind of namesake, where somebody is fighting for your thing by proxy because it is their idea. And I write about this in my book, In the Dark Art of Politics, that maybe I made a mistake and because it was over and it was cool and it was easy to chant and it's marketable and I don't have to do much when I sign something because it's an E and a C and either a three or three lines, real easy. But if I gave something to somebody and worked with somebody on something, you would have more, and this is really important for any up and coming wrestler, advocates, advocation from somebody to, help push you along because through your success, they therefore are succeeding, almost justifying their job. It's like when people that I train up or bring up, I didn't want to name drop you to so and so, but I told them I was one of your guys. I'm like, dude, name drop me because that shows them that you have at least like somebody in your corner with merit and worth, and B, they're going to take a better look at you. And anytime someone goes, hey, I'm so and so, I meet a lot of people. It's hard to remember, but hey, I'm so and so, and I work, I trained to flatbacks with Breeze. I'm like, oh, so you probably know what you're doing right off the bat. Okay. Then I have more interest in you knowing that you came from somebody or something that has some value. You ever hear the phrase absolute power corrupts absolutely? I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
when you have each and every person at your whim and at your control over year after year after year, where you already kind of think you're God, and then you really start to believe it, there comes like it didn't work as well. But like again with a guy, and this is for life for anybody listening, those kind of guys do not respect cowardice. So they would rather have you tell them to fuck off than say, yes, sir, of course. And then, bail away. They do not respect the timid. And I kind of write about that. And I don't want to pass blame about the WWE, as we know, is a shit run. But a lot of that could lay on me because when it didn't start working right away and what I thought I had to do, I kind of did. And there was no results. I realized and I looked around and I conformed to the mentality that everybody has, justfully, that nothing matters and whatever.
You make it sound a bit like you were in prison with the way you described not respecting cowards and not backing
Yeah,
down.
it's like, yeah, I mean, if they're going to take you into the shower and they're going to do horrible things to you, you better at least punch one of them. You better at least fight back because if you just take it, oh, they'll eat you alive. Yeah, it is. Creative prison. I'm actually, you know what? I might put that in the book.
Now, something I feel really passionate about, and I have this argument at least once a month with people, because I am primarily a TNA channel, I got to see the best of you. But a lot of WWE fans will come onto my channel, and when there's a video featuring you, a lot of people, not to knock you, but they'll say they don't understand what the big deal is and why I'm so passionate about your career. And I just keep having to tell them, you didn't see the best of EC3. Does that frustrate you?
I think conclusive legacy and body of work, it can, but also if I look at it from a perspective where I'm just trying to think of a quick example that like you're a Paul Thomas Anderson, the director fan, and I've never seen The Master, and I never seen There Will Be Blood, and I never seen Boogie Nights, but I saw one thing he did. And can't think of like the most commercial. I saw Punch Drunk Love, and I didn't like it. I think he did that. So comment below if I'm right or wrong. But yeah, I didn't really like Punch Drunk Love. I don't know why you like this Paul Thomas Anderson guy. I'm like, well, did you see There Will Be Blood? It's the best movie ever. No. Don't you see The Master? It's like a directorial masterpiece. You know, so you can't be frustrated over closed minds or people not doing full entailed, I don't want to say research, like it's not their obligation or their duty to go back in time and relive my body of work on TNA. But it sucks. It's what it's pleasant and it's accomplishing and it's fulfilling to know that the people it did reach, it reached them on a high level. And then they can speak to it and attest to it. And you can't really worry about the ones that don't because they don't know, or maybe they didn't like it, and that's cool too. But if you put yourself into worrying about everybody's opinion, then it's hard to really create. So I guess it's how you judge success. Is everybody knowing you what's successful or is doing great with what you have success? And there's different ways. I could say I don't like it necessarily, but I'm not going to be mad at it.
And how did your time in the WWE come to an end?
I got fired. I'll tell you how it came to the end. Uh, Working some house show, I was concussed. Okay, maybe there are one or two people in the WWE I didn't like, and because they don't know how to fucking wrestle, and if you're in the greatest, biggest, most professional wrestling company of all time, and you're there and you can't do that, and they still put you in the ring, making you, putting you at risk to be injured or concussed. I got a concussion and I was out for a while, and this one was really hard to come back from to the point where I had to like do therapies for it. And I don't know if I was just like miserable too, because I certainly was, but it was the first time in my career I was ever hurt or injured where I wasn't like, how soon do I get back? What do I got to do? I'll buckle down and like, okay, knee surgery, I'm back in 6 months. I'm going to do it in 5. Shit, I'm going to do it in 4. Watch this. It was the first time I was like, go back to what? I don't. So it's disheartening, depressing, but eventually I got cleared around the pandemic. And then I was like, oh, well, the world's on fire. I'm probably going to get fired. And then I'm doing yoga in my apartment and I get a phone call from Rockstar Spud and I'm like, ignore, bang. And then 3 seconds later, I get a call from WWE office. It's like, oh, we got fired today. That's what's going on. Click, hello. No, I get it. Yep. All right, yeah, you have a tough day today firing everybody. So good luck with that. And, maybe I'll see you down the road. Like it didn't really crush me or motivate me to like have blood on my hands and get vengeance like the first time. It was kind of cathartic because I wasn't in a good place.
And I guess you're not happy to share with us who concussed you or what happened or what the
He
at least tell us what the move was.
Errant right hand, which happened more times. It was the fourth time this guy's concussed me. And you'd say 4 concussions over a career. That sucks, but that's reasonable. No, 4 from the same guy. But the other 3 came in early developmental days. So to come back, come full circle, do everything I did in TNA, world title, carry a company, make a name for myself, become the star, come back, thrive, get the big call up, the thing you've been waiting for forever, your whole life. And then sucks off the bat, put in that position. And I'm like, yeah, I went from wrestling Kurt Angle in the 20-minute classics to this, and now I'm getting hurt. Um, he barked like a dog. Titus O'Neil would just could not throw a punch, and it would hit people in the brain in the stem. And there was multiple people that were concussed by him, and that happened through developmental, and nothing ever came from it. It was just kind of like to get 4 from one person when you do the odds, it's like something's up.
You mentioned that it took you a while to rehabilitate from that last one. Do you have any long-term lasting effects from that, or are you all good health-wise nowadays?
Sort of being insane now.